a surprise.
Yes, something else.
You look just lovely. Granny, we have not seen you in forever.
Been coming on for about 10 years.
I think we are, though. Now, where you been?
Overseas, fella. Been out of the country.
Yeah, that was the rumor we heard, Granny.
I'm telling you, it's been a long time. I can't tell you how glad I am to be back in the continent.
Granny, that didn't sound quite right.
Huh?
Granny, what were you doing overseas for so long?
I'm looking for my homeland, fella. I want to see where I was born.
Oh, wow. Yeah, where's that?
Caesarea.
Granny, I've never even heard of any place called Caesarea.
You know, my mom always said I was Caesarean. No offense to the C-section.
Granny, cut it out.
Did you say cut it out? That's bad.
Granny, now listen, we're kind of surprised you actually got back into the country. If you've been overseas, it's hard to get over the border these days.
So I got lucky. I got some connections. Old Timmy, he flew me into Nebraska. He had to get a little bill that I got in Nebraska, and they took my temperature when I got off the plane.
Oh, do that? Yeah.
So they had a raging fever of 98.7.
Wow, on your deathbed.
So they threw me in quarantine.
Wait a minute. Granny, they threw you where?
In Nebraska, it's corn. Team.
They threw her into quarantine. Granny, now come on. What? They were probably just taking precautions.
Well, they run me through the ringer, Miller. Right away, they put me on one of their perspirators.
Perspirators? Come on, respirators.
And I was dilated to a 5.
Granny, listen, it looks like you're in good health. They let you out, and we're glad you're here. In fact, we were reminiscing about your storytelling. Do you remember some of that storytelling you used
Of
to do?
course, yeah. I think that was a good time to give these folks a carry bell right now.
That's what we were hoping you could do this. Wait a minute. What'd you say?
I'm going to give them a carry bell, right?
No, Granny, I think you mean you're going to give them a fairy tale.
No, I'm going to give them a carry bell.
Why don't you take a deep breath? I'll give you some backup. Just like backup. I think that's
Backup is a great idea. Back up. Back up.
Granny, you wave that stick around like it's some kind of lightsaber or something. What are you doing?
That's Mark Dater.
Mark Dater?
From War Stores.
Granny's mixing things up now.
Yes, shut up and pay attention. Once upon a while, in a corn country, there lived a beautiful girl, and her name was Rendersella. Rendersella lived with her lovely other and her 2 sad blisters. Rendersella was in charge of all the wordy dirt. She had to flop the moors and pick up the pog goop and walk the chud. She was a good chud walker. But she did all this wordy dirt while her 2 sad blisters sat on their big bannies, cheating omelets and magging a redazine. You believe that?
Not a word.
Now, in this same corn country, there lived a very handsome Hens. Very handsome. He was on the cover of QG. Now, this handsome Hens was going to have a fancy fall, so he invited people for riles around, especially the pitch people. So Rendersella's and ugly other and her 2 sad blisters, they went out to buy some dancy freshes for the fancy fall. But Rendersella couldn't go. You know, she had to wear with some old birdie dags. So she just sat down and cried. There's a gas leak in here. It's not just the beans. But she was getting there. crying, and no one her blows. When all of a sudden there was a blinding flash of light, and there appeared before her, her Gary Mudfather, glowing like the sun and wearing a pink poo-poo.
You shouldn't say that. It was a tutu. Granny, it was a tutu. You know it was a tutu.
He touched Rindersella with his magic wand. Oh, dingy, 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 dingy. Your job in the ocean being a dingy.
Thanks. I'll be here all week.
Oh, joy. He touched Rindersella with his magic wand, and all of a sudden appeared before her a kick, bulge, and Hicks white sorceress to carry Rindersella to the fancy hall. The Uber guy was busy. But he said, "You must be home before midnight, or I will puff and I'll huff and I'll hoe your blouse down."
Granny, I think you moved over to a different story, didn't you?
Did I cross over?
Well, judging by the way you're dressed, I'd say yes.
You're right, boy, I messed up. That's from the story of the Pea Little Threads. Yeah, the big wet boof. He said, "You must be home before midnight, or I will turn you into a pumpkin." That's what he said. So Rindersella went to the fancy hall. And the first two people she run into, her sissy uglers. But she was such a vanishing Rudy, you could hardly cinderize Reckonella. Now, eventually, the Pranksome Hens found his way over to Rindersella, and he tapped her on the shoulder and said,
Said what? Granny, hey, couldn't understand the word.
And then he took his mask off. And said, "May I have this dance?"
Wow, she's a bass.
Young and sexy. Right on the cougar.
She did go to BYU.
Not BYU. It's YBU. Rindersella said yes, and they danced all night till midnight, and they love and love. It was like they got shot with one of Pukin's arrows. Shooting arrows at me. Was he peacefully protesting?
Seems to be mostly peaceful.
But when the mid-clock struck night, Rindersella and the dad and mash chased down the rares. That was lovely. It sounded like you were stacing up the rares. We're stacing down the rares. Down the rares. Rindersella and the dad and mash staced down the rares.
Stacing down the river. Not Stacey.
She wasn't a slinky. Rindersella and the dad mash staced down the rares. She was fast. She must have been writing toilet paper. autumn, she slopped her gripper. Now the Branson hens, he found the last flipper, and he held it high above his head and said, "Gonna fool who sucked this flipper gets shall be."
Hey, Granny.
What do you want now, Spanky?
Say that again. She didn't get it.
Gonna fool who sucked this flipper gets shall be my wedded wife. Did you get that one? So the very next day, the Branson hen searched all over the corn country for the beautiful girl who slopped her gripper. When he arrived at Rendersella's house, he tried to slash flipper on her mother the other. Didn't it? Then he tried to slash flipper on her two sissy uglers. Didn't it damn either. But when he tried to slash flipper on Rendersella, the fool.
You almost blew down something terrible.
Why are you having a connection?
Granny, it's terrible. You're getting out of hand. You know what?
What?
You need to straighten up.
Yeah, Granny's
All right.
Granny, don't do that. Wait. Granny, don't do that. Granny, that's it. Granny, they will never be able to unsee that.
You're gonna be all right.
Yeah, but Granny, you're getting careful. You know what? You need to figure. That's terrible. You can't do that kind of
Why
thing.
not?
This is a family show.
I'm part of the family.
Granny, you know better. Come on, you come up with a different way to say that stuff.
Fine.
I think I just got cussed out in cesarean.
When he tried to slice flipper on Rendersella, it fid Dick. That part, get that part. It was just a sight right. So Rendersella and the Branson hens were married and lived happily ever afterwards. Now the story of the more is, if you want to go to a fancy ball and have a Branson hen fall deeply in love with you, don't forget to slop your dripper.